What's going on, guys? Matt in a hat. Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. You are tuned in to the Hot List. As you guys know, I come to you Monday through Friday around 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we talk about a property that is new to the market, been on the market, had a recent price reduction, or there's something unique, and I want you guys to know about the property. And we also do a question of the day that is submitted by you guys, the viewers. And today is going to be no different, no exception. As y'all come in, let me know if you are catching this live, if you are catching this on the replay. And feel free to leave a comment or a question that you would like answered on the question of the day segment as well. So today's property we are talking about, the address is 899 Iris Road in Burlington. It is a 3-bed, 2.5-bath house. It has an attached 2-car garage, 2,821 square feet of finished space, currently listed at $349,000, courtesy of Advantage Realty Group. Now, what I like about this house, it's sitting on about 4.5 acres. The roof was just replaced in 2019, and the kitchen has custom cabinets, and it's got granite countertops. It is an absolutely beautiful kitchen. One thing I do want you guys to know, this house is about 5 years old. That's right. It was built in 2015, and it's got a wood fireplace as well as a walkout basement. Make sure you guys click on the link, and it'll take you right to my website so you can see the pictures for yourself. It is an absolutely beautiful house, very well done, very well built, and it is definitely worth talking about, and that's why we are talking about it today on the Hot List. Before we get into the question of the day, I do want to thank this week's sponsor of the week, which is Flint Hills Lanes here in Emporia. We have teamed up with them coming up on Saturday, June 27th. The Lyon County Boosters teamed up with Flint Hills Lanes. We are having a Bowling for Businesses event. This event is going to be a fundraiser for not only the bowling alley, but for local businesses as well, with part of the proceeds going to the Emporia Disaster Relief Fund and the remainder of the proceeds going directly to small businesses here in the Emporia area. Right now, Flint Hills Lanes does have summer leagues going on. So they have a youth league and they have an adult league. And my youngest son, Chase, has joined a youth league. He will be going there again on Thursday, and he is trying to do what he can to convince me to join one of the leagues as well. So we'll see how that goes. So I want to thank Flint Hills Lanes. So when you guys get a chance, go click on the link. It'll take you right to their Facebook page for their hours, their times, what they have going on. And when you go by there, say hi to Mark, say hi to Amy. They do a phenomenal job, and I can't say enough good things about them since they have taken over the bowling alley. So question of the day. This one is a new one to me. I have not gone through this. So I wanted to. This one took a little research, took a little doing. How do I know when my sewer line needs repaired or I start to have sewer line issues? Well, that is a phenomenal question, because your basic household drain is pretty simple, right? It's got one job, and that job is to take liquids from the house away to the sewer. It's almost magical, right? Until it's not. So some of the signs, and I'm guessing that's why this question came up. Signs that your sewer may need attention. When things are working, you really barely notice it. Some things are going to start to go wrong, and it can definitely get interesting. I was working at Verizon Wireless a few years back, and we actually had issues with the sewer drain that it would back up into into the floor drains, and it backed up one time enough because we were in a strip mall. It actually backed up one time enough that it started coming through the showroom floor. So things definitely got interesting. When a failing sewer lines can leave a huge mess, kind of what I just talked about, can be a big expense. Like in this case, we're in the middle of a strip mall. It's coming up on the showroom floor. So what do they got to do? They have to go in and not only tear out that carpet, but they've got to bust out that concrete in order to find where that drain is backing up and why it's backing up. So this may not be something you'll be able to handle yourself. And some of the signs that you can watch for are some type of gurgling noises in the pipes. Maybe you have water backing up into the lowest drain of your house. Maybe your whole house has slower drainage than it used to, or you've got water from one drain backing up to another. Sometimes you'll see water from a sink backing up to a shower, or vice versa, the shower backing up into the sink. Occasionally you may not have a real problem, but it's still a good idea to call a plumber when you start to notice things like this, because ignoring it and not doing anything about it can lead to some nightmare issues. So there's many different reasons what can cause your sewer line to fail or back up. It's obviously going to vary by location as well. One of the most common ones is going to be material failure. Now here in this area, we do still have some clay sewer lines around. They are few and far between anymore, and they are still probably technically functioning. At some point, they're going to reach that tipping point, whether it's from erosion, corrosion, or they just get weak and fail entirely. And at that point, that's where they go in with modern materials like the PVC that's going to outlive galvanized or those old clay pipes. But at some point, they're going to eventually fail as well. Another common problem that people run into, especially here, will be tree roots. If you have trees and you have a sewer line, eventually you're going to have some type of disaster, because larger trees have wider root systems, and they can and will penetrate anything, whether that is your sewer line, your foundation. At some point, it will happen. So it's a common issue, may cause intermittent problems. I would still recommend calling a plumber to have them come take one of their sewer cams and run it down there, see where the problem is and what they can do to fix it. A third common issue is going to be a shifting earth. Now, while I'm sure most of us think of earthquakes, there are going to be some other natural disasters that are going to cause the ground to shift, which in turn causes your sewer line to shift, such as tornadoes, heavy rains, could result in shifting depending on the location and the soil makeup as well. Because what happens is when it shifts that pipe, that slope is instead of sloping at the degree that it's supposed to, it's not going to be as sloped as it should be to carry it away. So it's only got one other place to go, right? Yep, back into your house. And finally, one of the other common ones that is seen are going to be crushed pipes. Now, this is probably the most uncommon of these four, but you can crush a sewer pipe that is actively functioning. One of the biggest causes of this is if you have some type of heavy equipment that you're doing some work around the house, in your yard. Running heavy equipment over some type of sewer line can cause it to crush it and cause it to fail. Now, the biggest thing is replacing a sewer line can be a big deal. Whether you choose to do it on your own or call a plumber out to determine, what's failed or where it's failed, it is going to be a big deal. So there's no sugarcoating around this. It may involve as much as a destroyed yard, digging some trenches, trying to find where it's failed. But the end result is going to be getting that line back up and running so you can continue living in your house and just carrying on. Typically, when lines fail, there are two methods that you as a homeowner can use, or say a plumber can use. First one is the more common one, which is a total replacement. So this involves a brand new sewer line, and of course most plumbers have the equipment or have access to the equipment that allows them to dig up, inspect, and even replace the damaged line. This of the two methods we're going to talk about is generally the less expensive, but of course it does come with quite a bit of hassle and a lot of mess. The second more common one for repairing is relining the pipe itself. This has minimal issues if it's a line that has just cracked or had some tree roots poked through it. Typically, you can reline the pipe using a cure in place or a pull in place that involves just recoating the inside of the line with some type of stabilizing material. So, nice thing about this, digging is going to be minimal. The price is often going to be higher with this one because not every plumber is going to have access to this material, or maybe they don't have the equipment or the training in order to get this one done. Now it comes to paying the bill. This surprises a lot of homeowners because they are under the impression that the sewer line to the home is the municipality's responsibility, not the homeowner. So they get a rude awakening when they learn they got to foot the bill for this, because the city or municipality will fix what's wrong with the main, but any drain lines that go from the main to the house, those are going to be up to the homeowners to pay. As of 2019, the average national cost for a sewer line replacement was about $2,500. Typical range as of last year is going to be between just over $1,000 to around $4,100. So there's quite a bit of a range in there, just depending, on where you live. Now, what you pay is going to be based on how much work actually takes place and which method you choose to remedy this situation. Now, again, you can do this on your own if you have the knowledge, if you have the know-how, if you have the means. If you do not, or this is just not something that you want to tackle or even mess with, I would recommend calling a plumber. I guarantee you, they've done it before. They know how to do it. They know what they're doing. They know the quickest way to get it done. So what could take you possibly 2 to 3 days, they may have done in a half day. So just keep that in mind. And if you don't know who to call, what plumber to start with, call me. I have a 5-star vendor list that I keep a run tally of people that give 5-star service. So if you don't know anybody or hesitant to call somebody, call me. I'm happy to share those names and those phone numbers with you. That way you can get this taken care of. You don't have to worry about it, and you can have somebody else deal with the headache. All you got to do, just swipe that card, write them a check, however you want to pay them, that's up to you. So as far as sewer line repair goes, this is some need to know as well as some background. So that's what I got for you guys today in the hot list. So thank you for watching the hot list today with Matt in a hat. Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. I do this because your experience matters and should be trusted with a veteran. Y'all have an awesome Tuesday and keep those questions coming.